Hello there from Blackpool Pleasure Beach once again. It's a 10 o'clock close, the last one I'm going to get to do this season, but not actually the last late night riding here at Pleasure Beach. There is one more in September, but it's the last one I can do. It's good to be back. I wish the weather would decide what it wants to do today. I've got my jacket on, I've got my sunglasses on, because 1 minute it's raining and 1 minute there is sunshine. Mr. Happy's with me again. Stephen, what are you looking forward to today, mate?
Well, I had quite low expectations this morning because the wind it's blustery, it's wet, and when I saw the big one going around, I'm like, ooh, yeah. I wasn't expecting that today, because normally this kind of conditions it wouldn't open, but it's got 2 trains on it. It's looking good for this morning, you know. I think that's going to be first ride of the day. Well happy that that's going.
Same.
So it's quite busy. Out the front of the park, we've gone to the back of the park, so people haven't filtered down this way yet, but I'm sure the crowds will even out around the park as time goes on. Now, there's not a lot of rides open right now, so we're kind of just wandering around, kind of eyeing up what we're going to do today, but I'm sure they'll be open soon. So
yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to getting on the big one in the dark, if everything stays open with the weather.
It's always good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Big one in the dark is just special.
Right, just give us an encouragement. You see you're going to do it this side.
So we're going to start with the big one, and then oh, Icon's already open. So again, another. Oh, the sunshine's gone very bright. But yeah, it's good to see. It's not even 10:30 yet, and Icon's already going round. So great start to the day, and hopefully we'll get on big one soon. Big one's still testing, but it does look like it's going to open soon. So we've actually decided, with Icon being open already, we're going to go and do Icon first and then go back to the big one once it's up and running on 2 trains. Something that's worth noting on the big one is they do have to take sandbags out of the train before it opens. So sometimes when it does open and they open the queue, it may still go around with a half-empty train. That's because they're still emptying the train of sandbags, which they use during testing. So if it's open, but they've only got half the train open, that's why. On Icon, and straight after going on Icon we have decided to go and get the standard tier of Speedy Pass, because according to the app it's looking very busy. So with season pass discount works out 25 quid each. It is a virtual queuing system. We used it a couple of weeks ago, it was well worth it, and as long as there's no downtime we'll probably get on a lot of rides now. Stephen, how was Icon?
I'm normally say it's a front row coaster, that one, but we did the back today and I actually really enjoyed it. It was full of airtime. It was just a really enjoyable coaster. It's got me in the mood for the day, so you got a big smile from me, so far so good.
Good stuff. Could tell your hat's not on. So we were going to do the big one first, but it actually didn't open for another 25 minutes after we said we were going to do it in the vlog. So we made the right decision going to Icon. We are now going to do Big Dipper. It's the first ride that we're doing on Speedy Pass. Something that's worth noting, that Big Dipper does only have 1 train in service. This has now been the case for at least 6 weeks, might be longer. I don't know how long that's going to go on for, but hopefully it's an issue that can be resolved in the near future, because 1 train on Big Dipper with a slow lift hill takes a very long time to queue for.
The first time that they've had to change the ride.
Nope.
It is 101 years old, and if you see the staff working on it, they're like they've got big wooden levers.
They'll just say they're not 101 years old.
No, but they've got big levers. It's all very manual controlled, and they have semi-automated it with an update. When did they put it?
2010.
2010. So it has been like modernised a bit, but I think that really like next streak and this one, it really want to be reaching out to modern coaster manufacturers to modernise these stations and block systems.
Yeah.
To something a bit more up to date. I know it takes away a bit of the nostalgia, but in these times, in the modern age, you know, it's something that's going to have to come at some point.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I think it'll improve the safety. I'm not saying they're not safe. It just will improve the safety protocols for everybody involved. The staff especially will not have to do as much manual labour on it, which will be great for them. And also it'll mean that they can go back to running multi-car services on these rides. Now hopefully they won't go with the same, I'm not going to name them, but hopefully they won't go with the same company that did the work on the Grand National, because that didn't work out great for them. But yeah, there's plenty of companies that can do it, and I think that it's probably long overdue on Big Dipper and Nickelodeon Street now, and maybe a new system on the National as well. But should we go and do the Dipper?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Good stuff, looking forward to it. Taking a ride on Big Dipper. Now we're in North Park, Pleasure Beach. We'll get to that subject in a minute, but I thought Big Dipper was really good, mate.
Oh, I was holding on and screaming. Is that what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, it's supposed to be good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I've never, well, to be fair, I say I've never. I have experienced straight pieces of track with airtime before.
Well, they retracked that for last season,
yeah,
and it was really smooth round there for about 6 weeks.
It's kind of,
and it's just kind of gone back to how it was, where the drop past Big Blue. Yeah. It's like if you're at the back, you can kind of see the train moving quite significantly from side to side.
Okay. Maybe it just naturally wants to go like that.
What, bouncy?
No, so it's like if they made it nice and smooth, and then the train's like that. I'm going to mould myself back to how it was before.
At the end of the day, it's still a very good wooden
coaster. Yeah,
it's
very good.
But they really do need that second train back. I hope it's not going to become a permanent one-train wonder. That would be a real disappointment. If it does have to go that way for the time being, then I hope that the speed of the lift hill back up to what it can be, rather than it just crawling to the top. Yeah. Now we are in North Park, where of course we've chatted about Ice Blast a lot, but it is Valhalla that I'm going to talk about, because that's behind me. And in recent weeks, Valhalla has not been opening until 1 PM. Well, on a day like today, that's a little bit odd, because it is now roasting. I know a lot of people will say, well, we don't want to go on a water ride first thing, but some people do, because me personally, I'd rather get the soaking out of the way and not travel home soaked. But regardless, it's closed. It's been opening at 1 o'clock for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to guess it's a cost-cutting measure. Just disappointing, really. I am surprised. It's one of their signature attractions. It's just odd to see it not opening until 1 o'clock, especially when the park opens at 10.
I'm not always anti-staggered openings, depending how they're done, because there are certain areas of parks and certain rides that don't get a footfall. Like, for instance, Williams at Towers.
Yeah.
No one goes there first thing in the morning, and the staff just sat around kind of waiting for the first hour while people filter through, because most people go see BB's first before going over to Williams. And you know what, if you want to open that an hour later, that's fine by me. In the case this ride just over there, Valhalla, that's meant to be the park star attraction. So opening at 1's not ideal. If you've got a star attraction, really that should be open from when the gates open until the gates close.
Agreed.
Don't ask me about Fort Park.
Well, we're there next week, so we can talk about that then. I'm going to assume it's a cost-cutting thing, but yeah, either way.
It'll be interesting to see if there's a queue at the end of the day.
Well, there will be. Guarantee it.
If there's a queue at the end of the day, you probably should have opened it earlier.
Yeah.
That's the way I kind of see these things. Yeah. Anything with a big queue, that you've made a mistake, if it's still got a massive queue at the end of the day.
The issue is, as well, and this is just a classic thing at Pleasure Beach now, It runs on, I think, 8 boats, 10 boats.
I mean, it used to have.
It's designed to run 25. So I remember when it used to run 16 and it absolutely smashed the queue line. It just took that queue straight out of the picture. But now, with a low number of boats on it, it just takes forever to queue for, and that won't help. But opening at 1 o'clock, I don't agree with that, but there will be a reason for it, no doubt.
Quickly on Valhalla, the amount of boats, like maybe they've reduced it to increase its reliability, but that was done before the refurb. You would have liked to have thought that it could have been refurbed to run a higher amount of boats, if you know what I mean, like reliably, which is a shame if that's the case.
I think we've said before on this channel, the refurb did a lot of good things, but it didn't fix the big issues like boat drainage, getting soaked, reliability. Here we have Ice Blast then, so the gondola is now off, the cage for it is completely removed. They've carefully removed it, the cables are all sort of tied up so that they're not flying around everywhere in the wind. I think it's going to stay, you know. I think after all the speculation, it is going to stay, but there was many reasons to believe it was going to be removed. I mean, what was it, 6 months before any work was taking place on it? With very, very little movement in that area, signage taken down and signage put back up, lots of different rumours from different people at the park. But yeah, as we can see, they have carefully removed the maintenance platform and the gondola. So I think we could say that Ice Blast will be back in action. Whether that'll be this year or next remains to be seen, but I don't think we're going to be seeing a gyro swing here. I think we'll be seeing it somewhere else in the park. After talking about Ice Blast, we had a bit of a wander around the park. We did try to get some food in Loki's, but the sausage bat that we've been trying to get for the last month, couldn't get one again. So we didn't go to Loki's in the end. We then tried to go to the ice lounge, but the queue was out of the door, so we didn't do that either. So we ended up at Burger King, where the service was very efficient. Film the food this time. Burger King, it's fairly standard. It was decent, quick service, like I say, price is reasonable, drink was decent. Did consider Pizza Kitchen, but again, had a queue out the door, so left it. It is a busy day, but what doesn't help on a day like today is when, like mentioned earlier, Valhalla is opening at 1 o'clock, Ice Blast is still closed, River Caves is still closed, then you've got the log flume in Nickland closed, which doesn't help. So yeah, negativity hats on. Apparently I need it for this little segment, but while I'm complaining, all the wooden roller coasters are on the lowest capacity that they can be on. Doesn't help the queues, but it's just not ideal. It's 10 o'clock close, you know it's going to be busy, it's bank holiday weekend, there's rides closed, there's rides opening late, rides closed for planned maintenance, and low capacity on rides that are open. But the sun is shining and we're having a great day. Negativity hat is off, because it's time for the big one, the best ride in the park. Taking a ride on the best ride, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and that is the big one. It's running on a 2-train service in a westerly wind, so I'm going to give a lot of credit for that, because in days gone by in the past it might well have been shut today with the very nasty gusts that they've got to deal with here, but it's open, it's on 2 trains, and Stephen's going to do the rest of the review because he's not got a hat on, so he's going to be positive, hopefully.
To be fair, with the wind you can feel on it today, it's probably one of the windiest days I've done the big one, and it's still running okay. Like, it's not the slowest I've done it, so I don't know if they've got some old fast wheels or something. They've clearly done some preparation on it today to get it open, and I think it's paid off because people want to see it open. So if there's anything they can do to make it able to operate, like changing the wheels to fast wheels, I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, I'd rather see it open, and 2 trains as well, because previously when you have windy conditions, you'd often only get one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially in summertime like we've got now. You'd just be one train service on a day like today. So yeah, to have 2 trains on, I'm impressed. Ride itself, like I say, the wind is taken away from it today, so it's not quite as well, I know people say, oh, the big one doesn't have airtime. It does have airtime when it's running quick. It's not one of those, it's not an airtime day today.
No.
But it was good. I enjoyed it.
We have, for some reason, put the Grand National next. It's not like it's next to the big one, so we're walking to the other end of the park again. But yeah, time to go and do Grand National.
We're getting our steps in today.
We are, we need. Using Speedy Pass, it was only a 25-minute virtual queue line. Now you may notice Stephen has got his hat back on, and that is a good reflection of how the Grand National just went. So Stephen, take it away, mate.
That was the worst ride I've ever had on the Grand National. That first drop was awful. Like, I thought my phone was going to phone the emergency services because it was that bad. Yeah, that was atrocious today. I'm normally quite forgiving to the National. Like, I know it can have its rough days. That is like the new worst ride I've had today. Yeah. So it's set a new bar of how bad it can be. Shame. Maybe it's just where we sat. We're at we're on the back row, but towards the back on the green train. But yeah, that was not pleasant. That was just nasty.
So yeah, green train, 3rd row from the back. Now if that was in another park, say it was in a park in America and I went over there and I did it for the first time, I'd come away and I'd say I'm never ever going on that again. Because it's at Pleasure Beach, I'll be a little bit more forgiving and will give it another go, because I really do like the Grand National. Anyway, onto the flying machines. That will be very good, always is. Taking our ride on the flying machines. It's always fantastic to do them, even on a windy day like today. It was a little bit breezy up there, but it was decent. It's now about 2:45, 2:50 p.m. and Valhalla is now open. Tell you is that we were going to do Steeplechase. It was about 45-minute virtual queue. Something that you should know if you get Speedy Pass is you still have to go in that way. So if it does have a queue all the way back to the big one, basically you've got a queue jump it by walking straight to the front and asking to cut in, which is what we had to do. But yeah, we're all good. We got on it in the end. It's tell you what, you can review it.
Normally we skip it.
We do.
It's a classic coaster, and like it's not one that really does anything for me, but it was nice to do it.
Yeah.
I quite like it's been updated for a while now, but since they updated the horses, it's a little bit more comfortable to ride than the old ones. They've got like a bit of a bigger bar to hold on to now than the older ones that used to have.
Really?
Yeah, have you not noticed that?
No.
I don't know how long it's been on there for, a good few years now.
It's been a while, but there's an issue. If you're tall, your knees keep smacking off the bars at the front.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I just say something? Busch Gardens have removed, or are removing, Scorpion because it's reaching the end of its service life. We have the same with Steeplechase and have a nice modern coaster, please. What do you reckon?
I'd love to see a bit of change.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen. There's quite a few rides here that are kind of coming to that stage now. I generally don't know how they're going to pan out. I think that one behind us, the Steeplechase, has got a few more years in it yet, so I don't think it's going anytime soon. I think there are other things that are probably more towards the end of the life, but again, it's just if they can keep them going, I'd rather them try and keep stuff going and add something new in the spaces that they have now.
Yeah,
because everything they've got currently, try and keep it and add to what you've got.
Anyway, should we go to the train?
Train?
Yeah, train. Choo choo, let's go. On the Pleasure Beach Express. It's always a good thing to do when you're here at the Pleasure Beach. We're now doing Icon again. Speedy Pass was about a 70-minute virtual queue. Oh wow, this has got some queue for the Fast Pass as well. Quite surprised by that, but yeah, time for another ride on Icon. This time we are going to go for a front row go. Here's the queue. Taking a ride on the front row of Icon. It's definitely the best way to experience Icon as far as the standard seats go. I'm not having a go of it today, but I still think Enzo is the best way to enjoy Icon. But not today, not a £15 ago. But what did you think, Stephen?
The front row ride, it wasn't as good as the other ones I've been having recently.
Oh.
But it's not bad, it's just like I've ridden it better. I didn't think the airtime was quite as good as usual. Where I was sat, particularly there's a few points, like we've got a first top hat here, where you do get quite a lot of airtime consistently, but there's where is it? I'm trying to think now on the layout. I think it's this airtime hill that's behind us. You usually get quite a good bit of airtime on, but nothing today there, which is a bit of a shame. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I'd happily ride it again. So
excellent. It's now on a free train service as well instead of the 2 trains that it was on this morning. So we've now booked the big one on the Speedy Pass, and it's a 70-minute virtual queue. So I don't really know what we're going to do in the meantime. Whilst we wait to go on the big one again, we've wandered over to North Park, so we're currently stood by Valhalla and Ice Blast. Now I'm actually going to do a full video about this very soon, but Stephen's got some thoughts on Journey to Hell Freak Nights, which is a Halloween offering at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So this year, on sponsored adverts on Facebook so far, they're saying there's 4 scare zones. There is the Twisted Tunnels, there is the Something of Curiosities, there is Down the Rabbit Hole, and there is Ghost Train, Vault of Shadows. And I can't believe I've remembered all them. There's also 9 rides being advertised, but they're not saying what rides yet. But Stephen's got a lot of thoughts on this, so for now, I'm not going to give mine on it, because like I say, I've got a full video planned for this. Stephen, over to you.
Well, I'm glad they seem to be changing it up a little bit, because it has been somewhat of a disappointing event every year it's gone on. People have been coming expecting rides, because it's been sold as rides and scare mazes, but they turn up and then they're like, oh right, then you get one go on the ride and then that's the end. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they're going to try allowing people to kind of do the rides and the mazes at the same time, more than one go. And you know what? I'll hand them my money, I'm coming, because I love doing coasters in the dark. And it's like, tonight we're here at Pleasure Beach, it's going to get dark and then the big one's going to close the fireworks, and I just want to be able to go on a few times and do the rides in the dark. You just can't really do it on the short amount of nighttime riding you get on the moment. So October, it's dark early, get the rides open, they will come. But I think it's important, they stress they've changed the lineup and how they're going to run it.
2024 it says.
Yeah, well they need to push it, because I think they've got a bit of a negative rep on it, and people, unless they really push hard on the changes, I think they're going to struggle to get people to come. But like I say, if you do change it, I'll come along and give it a go.
It hasn't been a very good event so far. I remember doing the preview night, well it was a staff preview night, we were invited to do it in 2019, and because there was only like 30-40 people doing it, it flowed really well. But then we came a couple of nights later and did the official opening night, and it was awful. And then I did it again in 2021 and it was awful. So I've not done it since, and I'm really hoping with this new for 2024 and more terrifying rides, or brave the rides, whatever the tagline is, I'm hoping that they've gone, let's change the format and let's do it where people can come in and ride the rides as much as they like, do the mazes as much as they like, and make it like, you know, just give people a chance to do stuff more than once, and not just be like, right, you've done the mazes, you've done a couple of rides, now get out. It needs to be for £39.50, that's what the prices start at, needs to be a lot more. But like I say, full video coming soon, looking at all the details that are out there so far, including like the scare zones that they've announced, have a little bit of an analysis of those and so on, and just see like if I can sort of figure out what they're going to do from the information. But I'm going to break it all down, have a big chat about it in a video at home soon. That's probably going to follow this video on the channel. I love Halloween season, best time of the year in my opinion, and I have always wanted this park to have a solid Halloween event, and so far they've tried something that just hasn't worked, and I hope that they've learned from that and listened to the feedback and gone, yeah, we're going to change it. But what you got to say, mate?
I just, yeah, I've got it.
I could tell you were itchy to say something.
They used to do Vampire Beach. Now, I didn't get to attend that because I was always working at the busiest time, so they've not run it while I've been able to come to those events. I feel like they should maybe step a bit more towards that, but add mazes.
Yes.
And I think that's a solution. I feel like they could really enhance the event really easily by just allowing you don't have to open all the rides. Like, no, people only want the big rides, really.
You don't need Nickelodeon.
Nah, you just need, like, you know, big one, Icon, Valhalla.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
That's what I'm hoping for, Infusion even.
Last thing I'm going to say on it for now, if Pleasure Beach got a Halloween event right, marketed it right, I think it'd be basically printing money for them. This country loves Halloween. Enthusiasts and thrill seekers love going to parks for Halloween. September goes a little bit quiet, but when Halloween starts, it picks right back up again. So I honestly think, get that right, and they make a lot more money towards the end of the season, and it puts them in a good place at the end of the year. But
yeah,
like I say, I've got loads to say about this, and I'm going to do like a 40-minute video about it soon, because like I say, I love Halloween season, and I just really want to see Pleasure Beach have the strongest theme park event or amusement park event, and I genuinely think they have the perfect park for it. But Stephen's itching to say more.
It just makes sense.
It does.
Illuminations are on as well in October.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see any negative why you wouldn't have the park open.
Agreed.
Like, genuinely, it should be open for their Halloween event. And people will come. People will come if you open it. Like, for years, it just seems to be a bit frightened to open the park in the evening, and like, I know the September Fridays they tried didn't really work out, but I just think that the short opening time put a lot of people off for that price point because it was quite expensive. But it was a great evening for those who did come. But I think if you focus on the Halloween side and do it then, you're onto a winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They could have the best event in the country as far as amusement parks and theme parks go. Fort Park do it really well, but I don't think Alton Towers do yet. And I feel like there is a gap in the market in this end of the country. They get it right, they can make a lot of money. Well, that sunset ride we were going for on the big one, too windy. The wind has picked up massively, and unfortunately the big one has had to close, but it is understandable. Like literally when you walk round to the big one sort of area here, the wind hits you like a ton of bricks. It's like, wow, where does that come from? Well, it's come from the sea, but yeah, it's a real problem for them, so it's closed. What's the plan?
Well, one, hats off to the team for getting it open today, because we were surprised this morning it was even running.
Absolutely.
It's been windy all day. Even on it, it was like being blasted, wasn't it, on the ride? But they kept it open as long as they could, so that's a good thing. Really, really pleased with that. Shame that we haven't got on our nighttime ride on it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Icon, isn't it? We're going to go for try and get that one instead, but the queue's big for Icon.
We move actually, because you see that all those people there, that's the Icon queue.
We're joining it.
We are literally like just look at it there, that's massive.
Yeah.
But obviously the knock-on effect of big one being shut, Steeplechase is shut as well, so I think that's due to the wind as well. But it is really windy now, so yeah, it'll be a night ride on Icon, hopefully. But I just want to say as well, like, our speedy pass literally counted down to like 26 seconds before we were going on the big one, and then it's cancelled. So to be fair to Andy and the team, they have given us a priority pass to use instead of that on something else, which they didn't have to do. So fair play, thank you for that. Anyway, what we're going to do while we wait for Icon?
I don't know really.
Or do we use that priority pass on something else while we wait for Icon?
Maybe.
Maybe. So what we're going to do?
I really don't know. I feel like I've done everything I wanted to do today here, but should we just have a wander and see what kind of...
Yeah. We've had a wander around the Pleasure Beach. It's gone from sunset to almost dark. I just want to say, before we say anything about any more rides, a massive thank you to everybody that's come over today and said that they watched the channel and they enjoy the videos, they enjoy the vlogs, and have shown their support to us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I just want to give a special shout out to the family that we've just seen by Valhalla. I hope you had a great day. Thank you so much for your support. We've had a wander around. We've got quite a lot of night shots. But now, it's time, not for vertical reality, it's time to go back the other way again. 5 million steps later, go get a night ride on Icon. taking our ride on Icon. Just as we got to it, the Speedy Pass queue, they'd actually closed the Speedy Pass queue and our Speedy Pass booking was cancelled. Luckily Nathan from Ops was there, so I just want to give him a shout out for still making sure people got their ride, got to join the queue even though the stuff had been cancelled, because you could clearly see people were coming over to do their ride on it. Now I need Stephen's negativity hat back in a minute, but before I get to that, Icon was brilliant in the dark, front row, really enjoyed that. But 20 past 9, the park closes at 10 o'clock. The toilets are already closed in the park. I don't know if it's the same near the entrance, but by Icon, by Big One, by Rev's still open by the way, people going round it, toilets are closed 40 minutes before the park closes. That is really annoying, but toilets are closed, but you can still play on the HB Leisure game. It's just annoying, like you have a really good moment in the park and then something else like that just shoots it in the foot. It's like, why can we not have stuff that's consistently good everywhere? But yeah, really frustrated at that. Anyway, Stephen, do you want to talk about Icon, sir?
Icon, I don't think I've done it in the dark. I think I might have done it twilight, but not actually in the dark before. I really enjoyed it. It was good. You can't really see like the elements come in, so yeah, I thought I was all right.
Good.
The carousel's still open as well.
Can't have a wee on those, mate. Yeah, shout out to the Icon team. They were chucking the trains out, and yeah, we'll try and find a toilet now. We've come to the end of our day here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Stephen, how's it been?
You know what, I've really enjoyed it today. I think the Icon in the dark is probably my highlight of the day. I really enjoyed that. The Icon team at the end of the day, they really started getting the trains out as well, which was nice to see. Has been a little bit slow on there today, but you know, they've been dealing with the wind, and there's been a few people on park who've not been very agreeable to what the staff are trying to do. So no, overall I think we've done a good job, and I just kind of wish the park was open a little bit later, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm shocked he's being positive. Got his hat on. But yeah. So that's all now from us at Blackpool Pleasure Beach for probably a couple of weeks. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and we'll be doing a couple of announcement videos about what's to come on the channel in the coming weeks. Obviously, we're getting to the time now where we drop out of peak season of the theme park season. It gets a little bit quiet in September, but I can promise you that we're not going to get quiet on this channel. We have got a lot planned for September, October, and even November and December as well. There's loads to come, so if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please hit the like button. There's a little thumbs up below. And yeah, that's all from me today. Many thanks for watching. See you next time.